I'd like for us to talk a bit about politics, but I want
There's
to
no
get
how I cannot go there. Let's touch. There's no I cannot go to politics because you mentioned it in your introduction.
Yeah. So because I really want to talk about it. Akwa in the last 2 weeks has become very political. You know, there's been even 2 weeks to a month now. There's been a lot of the political atmosphere has been turbocharged. If you ask me, people are guessing what's going on, and just this morning, the papers reported where the PDP said that they were going to sanction governors and any of those people who are supporting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for second term. And I laughed, Otuekong. I laughed because in Ikorepene Town Square meeting, His Excellency the Governor openly said he was supporting, quoting, Baba Bola Ahmed Tinubu for second term. And I said, are they going to sanction His Excellency Governor Bueno? Otuekong, politics is in the air in Akwa Ibom State. You think something is in the offing?
I hate discussing politics in the midst of governance. My major concern as a good governance advocate is talking about governance and how the state is governed. Now, in the midst of governance, if you bring in politics, it gets me upset. Why am I upsetting? Is because the INEC is yet to lift ban on political campaigns, political discussion, and all of those. What you have seen in Akwa Ibom State is condemnable. And I have to say it clearly that the governor has completely flouted the laws of governance.
Which of the laws?
You cannot be talking about the second term where you have more than 2 years in office. Have you seen governance in the state? We are just discussing security here, which is the primary focus of government. Have you heard the government call security meeting to discuss security and think out ways to resolve these issues? Have you gone to local government council to see? Have you seen chairmen in their offices sitting down? Have you seen commissioners sitting down in their offices? Have you seen permanent secretaries or directors or PAs of governors sitting down in the offices? All they do is to go about campaigning. And this is not right. For Akwa Ibom State, we need to talk about governance. Go to the councils now. You won't see any chairman. Go to the ministries today. You won't see any commissioner or permanent secretary or directors. They are all in the convoy of the government going around campaigning.
Are you saying this as a statement of fact?
I am telling you, Ike, that
something that you've personally gone out there and been finding.
You see, my tempo, my mind, the tone of my voice has changed from when we discuss governance, because it gets me upset to discuss politics in the midst of governance. What we should be talking about here is governor has done this, he has done that, he has done this, he has done that. But when we discuss about politics of 2027, in the midst of governance, it is completely out of it. It has crossed the red line. And one has to issue the red flag that we have to go back to governance. I came here to count over 60 streets that has potholes. Has it been resolved? You are mentioning second term. Who is supporting who and who is supporting who? When the people of the state are dying of hunger, when there is insecurity everywhere, when there is refuse everywhere, potholes filled everywhere. There is so much ungoverned spaces, and you are not talking about that. You are going about speaking of who to support and who you won't support. That particular conversation for me will raise my anger, because we need to discuss governance. I have seen it, like I said, I am not a politician, and I must discuss governance.
Allow me to interject you for a bit there. You've been in this country for as long as I know you've traveled as well. You've been exposed and lived in other places. Has there ever been a time in the history of governance and government in Nigeria that politics is not discussed, or politics is not run side by side governance? So I'll ask you that question.
You see, that is where we've been getting it wrong.
Has there ever been a time
that things are done wrongly? It has become a norm in society. What is wrong is wrong. I have never, from 1999, supported any act that is wrong by any government. The moment a government does what is wrong, I am on the side of the people. Now, let me say, your question is very clear. Yeah. I'm coming. When a government begin to digress from governance, which has always been the case, which has always been the case, and we in Chran, we have always condemned it. We can never agree with the fact that because it was done by the past persons or the other person, and so it is now a norm that it should be done. My concern here is governance. And like I said here, you have mentioned how people were abducted on the sea, heading to Cross River State. You've mentioned issue of robbery here and there. You have mentioned issue of hunger. You have mentioned issue of potholes, issue of refuse, issues of ungoverned spaces. And here we are discussing 2027. Who will live to them? Who will live? Let me tell you this. Now, you see, the destiny of a man is in the hands of God. Now, I am not saying that, I'm not saying, just listen. I'm not saying anyone should not aspire for any office, but don't fuse or confuse us with governance.
For 1 minute. You started out when I asked you, you said the governor had flouted the rules. And
the rules of governance.
Okay, so according to what constitution, according to what rule book?
I did not say law. You just need to be listening.
So the rule of governance.
Governance. The
rule of governance according to you.
The rule of governance. Listen, the rules of governance is first, we have institutions such as INEC that has not lifted ban for campaigns. That is yet to make a statement as to when we should commence politicking.
Okay.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
Don't let me lose it. You said something now, and I'd like to take you up on that. I don't want to lose this thought, so I'm going to take advantage of the moment. You mentioned INEC. Has INEC made a statement about the politicking going on at the national level? INEC that is supposed to be the one, as it were, policing everybody and aligning everybody, calling them to order and check. INEC is not making a statement. So are you going to blame the governors who are for now side-by-side governance politicking? Is it their fault? Is anyone talking to them? Is anyone telling them they've broken the rules? Where is INEC in all of this?
You see, I will not sit here to adopt your argument that INEC, ought to be the one to call the governors to order. I won't accept that. INEC is supposed to be an institution that should do it, but where INEC fails, we as CSOs owe a duty to the society to call out INEC and to call out those who are flouting the rules. So what we are doing here, we are calling out INEC, we are calling out those who are flouting the rules and calling them to order.
Is there a legal option?
Well, you see, the Constitution. You listen now.
Is there a legal option?
Listen. When you ask me, so you relax. Let me also answer so that we can be conversing.
Is there a legal option?
There is no legal option, but morality is what we are speaking here. Is it morally right to confuse governance with politicking? When in the midst of hunger, when in the midst of bad road network, when in the midst of insecurity, which is the cardinal function of a government under Section 14 of our Constitution. It mentioned the issue of insecurity when we came here. And I was demoralized that a young man who is making a living through comedy was abducted in a boat heading to Calabar to go and make his living. Will all of us be in politics? The answer is no. So those in politics can be in politics. Those who are not in politics should also be protected. How many persons have you not heard of killings, insecurity, and the rest? The last time I heard Mr. President's spokesperson, attributing the killing in Plateau to communal conflict, when the governor said it was land grabbing and they were playing politics with insecurity. What are we saying? And now someone now said, hey, that all those insecurity is because of political, antics to make the state look ungoverned, so that the president will lost. Why are we playing politics with lives? That is the point that I have said. Now, having said this, back to your question, I have seen several innuendos and statements attributed to the governor as to, he's supporting Baba Ahmed Tinubu. I even saw a trending video on social media where he talked about Ibom Air and the airpiece. If you want to travel, for a business, Ibom Air is not functional. You can use airpiece to travel. The purpose is for you to arrive safe and so on and so on. So those innuendos, fine and good. He has the option. He has the choice. As it happened in Delta, it happened elsewhere. But what we in the CSOs, what we in Center for Human Rights are saying is that you don't have to mix politics and governance. Try to draw a line, a very bold line. When it is time for politics, we will remove our hand gloves and box with bare hands.
Before we go to the phone lines, I'd like to ask you a question, and I'd like for you to. I don't like to put you in the box.
Put me in that box. Let me come out so that you can see.
Well, if time permitted us, I'm able and capable to put you in the box. But Otuekong, here's the question. Is the governor found wanting in the area of governance that you're picking a bone within?
That question has been answered in our...
No, I need you to
I'm coming.
say
No, I'm coming. It should not be a yes or no question because our listeners will not understand where we are coming from. We set a tone for today's conversation and we started by insecurity. And I told you that the main function of a government by section 14 subsection 2B of our constitution is to provide welfare and security. And I took time to expatiate on several insecurity issues in the state, of course, and in the country. And then we left that, and I was here 2 weeks ago to reel out over 60 streets and roads with potholes and refuse dump. And today we came here, we discussed pocket of robbery. And you're asking me if the government has performed. I leave it up to you.
No, I asked you a question. I didn't. As I said, is the governor found wanting in the area of governance? Yes or no?
When it is time for us to appraise him and assess him, we will be here, of course, trust me, to pick up issues point by point, ministry by ministry, agency by agencies. But for now, we are discussing the fact that we have insecurity in the state, the fact that we have insecurity in the country, the fact that we have potholes, the fact that we have refuse, the fact that we have hunger in the state. For today, that is today's issues. When we come here to appraise his government after May 29, which will make him 2 years, call me out here and you get your answer.
All right, thank you very much, Otuekong. Let's bring you, the listener, into the conversation. 0906 000 4945. Alternatively, 0906 000 5945. Push your messages, of course, to 0906 000 9455. Did I mention Facebook? Facebook 94.5 Passion FM. You can leave your comments there. When I stumble by your comments, I will acknowledge them and, of course, read. Hello, caller. Good morning. Lost that one there. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Captain.
Could you be more audible, please?
Good morning, Captain.
Good morning, caller. Welcome.
I'm David Dalton.
Mr. David, go ahead.
Yeah, Captain, I heard you say that the state explained the pocket of robbery here and there, which I think you are right. But I want to ask, is this pocket of robbery here and there is experienced in the state not traceable to the dodging of people at the plaza? People in the plaza at a living on a daily basis, including old women. But government, because they feel there's nobody to oppose them, that, like I always say that we don't have a position in a private state. Just feel that this law is those people from plaza. And what do they think that will be a follow-up reaction to that? Thousands of people take out a living, including old women and youth. But why do government just use their own power and dislodge them? What are they doing in that plaza right now? We should think about it when we act. Because the major issue of government is to provide welfare and security. Now, if you stop people from...
Well, Mr. David, I was just going to tell you to wrap up your thoughts there before the network cuts you off. I want to believe you've made your point. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good afternoon. Good morning.
Morning to you, passenger. Welcome on board.
Yes, I agree to get in it.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Go ahead.
Yes, good captain. I want to agree with the guest here. If this is not time for moving from one party to another, we are not after that now. We know what is going on in the state. Not that we will complain that governor is doing this, he's doing that. We know he's doing it, but it's not his money that is used to do it. It's our money. So let them give us security. Those people that they kidnap are even there like governor. They will move with their convoy and with security. So who is secure poor people now? Let's leave 2027. Let's face reality. There is hardship. Problem in the land. We are talking about this is not time to campaign. I think we should respect ourselves, please. Thank you.
Well, thank you, caller. Hello, good morning. Okay, we lost that one. Yeah, the lines are jamming. A lot of calls. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Cap.
Yes, welcome, passenger. Your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning, Barrister.
Sorry, I won't put his mic on. That's not Barrister Kemini. This is Otwekon Franklin, his song.
Otwekon Franklin.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah. My name is Kingdom. I'm calling from.
Go ahead, Kingdom.
Thank you. As much as I love and respect and admire our dear governor, the golden governor, I want to align with the barrister. Governance should be paramount now. Not all this detection and 2027. It's a very big distraction. And INEC are not doing their work. And sometimes, even if they do, Nigeria, most of the things are done in illegality. The rules and the law for people are bigger than the law. So, our governor, please, don't hit up the politics now. You have a lot to do. So, concentrate on governance so that we will vote you. Even Bola Tinubu, if we do well in 2027, we will vote. So, that is what is unsettled now.
All right, thank you very much, Kingdom. We appreciate you. Hello, good morning. I'm so sorry, please. I made a mistake. I was one that terminated that call. I'm so sorry. I made a mistake. Hello, good morning. Yes, please be audible. Go ahead. Yes, welcome, Israel. Go ahead.
Yeah, I really align with your guest in the studio in what he says. I really appreciate him for what he says. We shouldn't mix governance with politics. It's not time for politics. Let us look at what the city is doing in Nigeria. They're giving Nigeria the steady power supply. That's a good environment. What not that picking key people to empower? How about that one? If the people, like I'm a tailor, I know how much it costs to power an electric machine. I know how much flow we spend. Even if the flow we spend to power that machine, can buy that machine twice. So that's not environment. You should give us power, a steady power supply and not campaigning for 10%. So thank you for that argument.
Well, thank you very much. So that we're clear on this matter, we're just having a conversation before you guys get all personal and then, make some very funny statements that looks as though you're scolding somebody. Please, be guided. Hello, good morning.
Hello, the flight captain.
Yes, welcome. Your name and where you're calling from.
I'm Samuel calling from Israel.
Mr. Sam, welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Samuel from Zetai.
Well, the more you see, the less you observe. Politics and governance work together. Nobody will say the governor should wait till when he ran up 3 years. He's not talking about election. The first day you get into governance, that's the second day that you plan the future election. Because that's the beauty of the black man. Because politics should be something that we should be waiting when it is time. We now talk about it. But as far as Nigeria love power, we always romance ourselves with power. We always reason about power. We don't talk about development. Because by now we should be talking about what have I done. I've spent 2-3 years now, 2 years from now. I'm approaching 3 years. What can I turn my back and ask the people have I done to give me the deserved willing? But because of our black nature, we talk about politics, we talk about governance. We cannot get it right.
All right. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Sam. We appreciate you. Hello. Good morning.
Hello.
Morning, sir. Yes, welcome, sir.
Yeah. Good morning, Otwekon.
Good morning, sir.
This is Chran calling from.
Go ahead.
Look at it. To answer your question, you may not know how far a sitting governor has performed, except you know the amount of money that has come into the state treasury and how much has been expanded. If not so, if you receive 10 trillion and you spend 2 trillion, you have not done anything. At least that money, 70% of it should go into capital projects and 30% should go into recurrent projects. If a governor performs like that, he has done well. But when things are done in secrecy, I don't think it is relevant or important to begin to discuss because you don't know how much that has come into risky. Politics should have the chance, and governance has the chance. It is too early. We're talking about 2027, and people have started telling us how a president or governor will go for second term. That means they have nothing doing. It goes to prove the point that the politics and governance and business, they are going to reach their pocket. And that is not the essence of government. The essence of government is to provide welfare and security for the people, which has not been done. I think this project belongs to all Nigerians. And it is time for us to tell them that we are all stakeholders. They should know, do what they are supposed to do or step aside. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Atman. A statement you made there. I'll just add something to that statement, allegedly, because you said they're going there to enrich themselves. So I'll just put the allegedly there for safety. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, my brother, good morning.
Your name and where you're calling from, sir?
My name is Ian, calling from Uyo.
Please, go ahead.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
It's always a delight, to listen.
Thank you. Thank you.
I want to add to what you have enunciated this morning. As it is obvious that politicking, campaign, and everything for 2027 has started. And like I would say, it is a clear indication that, government has, they are done with governance. So, since the governor of the state is going around each of the federal constituency, collecting what he calls needs assessment from the people. So I think we should also, as the other citizens, start to put on our own needs, compile our own as well. Believing and trusting God that He will also ask for our own. So I don't think it is need for you to start, giving yourself to every headache. They have chosen the direction to follow. So I think we should just, about the security, the kidnapping in the waterways. I think that kidnapping, that area, that has Cross River State. The much the governor should do is to liaise with the governor of Cross River State. He might not really have influence over that territory because that area is governed by another governor. Maybe the federal government and of military and the rest of the security agencies can, come together to see what to do about it. But I would avoid help us make them put solar powered street lighting around the plaza.
All right. Okay.
But it should be not just the plaza and
it's noted.
Let me.
All right.
It's
noted. It's noted. It's noted. So that we can take others, please. Thank you. Otukong, you wanted to say something quickly?
Just to add to the comment he made about the Cross River river border and Akwa Ibom river. You see, we don't have Akwa Ibom police force, we don't have Cross Rivers police force, we don't have Akwa Ibom army, Akwa Ibom marine police, Cross River, but we have Nigerian police, Nigerian army, Nigerian navy, Nigerian marine police, and the rest. So, police, the army, the marine police, the navy, the rest, they are all saving the country. And of course, it's good to have that interstate coordination. So you don't have to draw a line. The governor is supposed to be the chief security officer of the state. Like we have said, Like we've also heard report of other states where you have the insurgent overrunning, allegedly overrunning the state. You hear some governors say that they don't have control over the security agencies. But we want to plead with our security agencies in both states to collaborate and get get General Ode and other captive released from the hands of these abductors. It is very sad that a young man who is making a living from comedy can be abducted, and they are asking for hundreds of millions of naira. From where will you get it from? So if the government go back to our constitution and look at the basis of governance, which I have stated here in my beginning of my statement, which is welfare and security, government should be able to see the need. I always go back to the statement made by late General Sani Abacha that if a crime survived or lasted more than 24 hours, it is possible that the state has a hand in it. I'm not saying that the state, in this case of the abduction of the gunboat, I'm looking at crime in the country now. So when you begin to hear the state pulling blames, politicizing it, trying to throw in ethnic, religious, and the rest, it doesn't really pay off. What we want to see is clear, action by the state, and try to gather intelligence and be proactive in handling crimes. That's what we want to see.
All right, let me take this message that's just in from Ogasoni text all the way from Obio Ibiono. And it says, good morning, Franklin Bisson. Good morning, Ike. Ogasoni text from Obio, as earlier introduced. What you're saying this morning is jumping from one party to another. It's not a real democracy. A good government must agree to have an opposition. How can one party rule in what we call democracy? A good conscience fears no criticism. Any government that fears criticism is not a good government. That's why these politicians are talking about 2027 without thinking about how the welfare of the people would be the main focus. Politicians are done with governance. Their focus now is about 2027.
And
that is what Ogasoni takes.
And the most unfortunate thing is no man can play God. Like I said, we should be humble in life. And those whose palm kernels were cracked for by benevolent spirits should not, think that's the point. Now, you don't know tomorrow. Who will see tomorrow? Who will even see what will happen the next 1 hour? So we should just allow these things to be and do the ones you can do within the time given to you. You do that. You offer governance. You do your best. Do an appraisal of yourself. Give us leadership. When it is time for us to talk about politics, we will all be here to support you if you have done well. But if you have not, we're here to also say it as it were.
Okay, let me take one or two calls and we call it a wrap. Hello, good morning. Yes, welcome. Your name and where you're calling from.
This is Joe calling from you.
Good morning, Joe.
Okay. My people, I want to say that I've been hearing our analysts. Even maybe from the one of them that usually say that politics is a game of interest. I want to say that the governor, for instance, the Bible State governor has in politics before he just declared that he wants to support the president. He's not even saying that he wants to support APC government. He says he wants to support the president so that certain projects that will favor the state will be done by the president. Because we know that it's just like quite politicians, as usual, they always work because they want loyalty, they want people to be loyal to them. So if the governor sees that if he is loyal to the president and supporting the project of that will will be done by the authority of the president, why shouldn't he support the president? And the people will be talking because of their own mistake.
All right, wrap it up. Wrap it up. Okay.
Very wrong interest to say that the land should not support it.
All right. Okay. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Thank you again. Let me quickly read this message and I'll get to Twinkle's parting shot and then we can call it a wrap because, of course, we're close to another program starting and I do not intend to take that time. 2027, a distant fading light, a promise of change, but at present day, there's no light. What of the people who suffer and who sigh? What of their future as they struggle to survive? Leaders care less, self-interest, their guide. Citizens suffer, their future divided. No tangible gains, no boastful claim, just stagnation and endless fame. Sam White looks a victim, he says. I do not want to put the other one. Thank you, Mr. Sam White. Let's conclude this conversation. Your parting shot, please.
My parting shot is very simple. With utmost respect to the governor, I think he should tone down the political temperament of the state. We should talk about more governance. We should begin to govern more on governed spaces in the state. We should begin to provide food. We should do roads, fill up the road. The rains are already here. You can't even drive because of potholes. You have a flood, in most part of the state. You are having, pocket of robbery here and there. I think the governor should sit back and do an appraisal of his government. I know that he says he will tell you that he's working. I can tell you that the tour he's embarking on, if you go to local government councils, all the chairmen are in that trip, all the commissioners are in that convoy, all the board members, directors, PAs, and the rest, everybody leave their offices and move with the governor to where he is going to do the town hall meeting or whatever they are doing there and the rest of it. And throughout the hours, the man hour will be spent in that particular function. At the end of the day, the people will go home without achieving result. I have held discussions with council chairmen, and they are telling me that, man, we are on a daily basis moving with the governor. And I'm surprised why should the council chairman be moving with the governor when he has a duty to perform at the local government level. This now makes it to become an ungoverned space because the chairman is not sitting down to do his job, to govern his area. So he moves with the governor and create an ungoverned space in his domain.
All right, so Twinkle Franklin, his song has been my guest. He's the State Director, Center for Human Rights and Accountability Network. Thank you again, Twinkle. And we hope we will not experience another hiatus. At least you're back now.
Well, it's my pleasure being with you. Thanks for hosting me. Nice being here. Happy Wednesday once again.
I wish you same. Now, let me bring Umoiwe